All right, all right. Welcome everybody to the One Brother, One Sister podcast. One Brother, One Sister is our nonprofit servicing those in the first responder arena with everything from mental health to especially addiction and alcoholism, and trying to get them the education, the training, and everything they need so that they can protect themselves and help each other. And with us, we have a great friend, Ed Jackham, who is the one of the stars of the show. Let me get it right: the Salt and Pepper Sports Show. Ed, how are you doing, brother?
Good. You can call me Salt. Well, while we're speaking about our show.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll call you Salt, and I'll be Cumin. No, I'm kidding. So first of all, tell us about who you are before we start talking, because we want to talk about this great event coming up. But really quickly, tell us about you and your show.
Okay, so the Salt and Pepper Sports Show actually was started. Uh, it's coming upon maybe 2 years, 2 summers ago. I have a sports background, and I found out we're actually from kind of the same area, the
Yeah.
Central New York area, right? The Syracuse, Utica area, and I went to Utica Notre Dame High School. Arguably the greatest basketball player, Dale Shackelford, was 2 years older than me. He went to that same school, and we were teammates. And when we played together, they used to call us Salt and Pepper. And for a lot of people, not only in that area but throughout the country back in the day, they knew Dale was a star. Also at Syracuse University, I went on to play at State University of New York at Potsdam, and did very well. And long story short, I would say over the 30-year span, I probably saw Dale maybe a half a dozen times. And then one day I got a call and he was in Delray Beach. And I said, "Oh, you're visiting?" He goes, "No, I moved here." And so we started going out for coffee and kind of getting back together. And prior to COVID, I should say, he was doing a podcast on Syracuse University basketball with a former teammate, Roosevelt Bowie. And obviously he moved here, and what COVID did to collegiate sports over that time, the show wasn't going to continue. So kind of saw that he was itching to do something. I said, let's kick something around, and we'll name it Salt and Pepper. And we did it. Our first, there's a connection here to what you guys do, because our first guest was former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Randy Grimes.
Yeah, another friend of ours. Yeah.
I take that back. Randy was our second guest. Our first guest was the head basketball coach at Lynn University here in Boca Raton. Yeah, this thing started to gain a little steam, and we look at our insights. We did a Facebook Live. Now we do it on Instagram Live as well, and we have people watching in all 50 states and from 9 countries. So we've taken a little pause, okay, just due to some personal responsibilities over the last 3-4 months. But we're talking about a media network covering high school games, things of that nature. We bill ourselves as a non-politically correct sports podcast. So we say what a lot of people want to say. Don't really fear anything. It's grown, and based on that audience, and kind of getting back to Randy Grimes as our second guest, that really was mine. I'm not going to speak for Dale, but my first educational class on the addiction and treatment sector. And his story was extremely compelling and profound. That the show was a big success. And from that point on, Randy has a foundation, and we talked. And my background has been in philanthropy for the last 22 years with the American Red Cross, Nicholas Children's Hospital, years at a university in advancement. So for the last 22 years, I raised money for causes. And the story Randy told me, and then as I kind of dove a little bit deeper, I really kind of I just felt moved, all right, to do something in that sector. And then as I learned more and talked about it more, it's friends and family members and people that you never thought would come have to deal with this disease. It just kind of opened up a whole new world for me. So I helped Randy with a charity event, and Dale and I were talking. We've got this venue, to talk about sports. Let's give back. So that's kind of how we got to doing this first annual golf charity scramble.
And it's exciting. I'm not going to date you guys. Karen Hurley, the co-founder of One Brother One Sister, is joining us and saying good morning. And she's also telling everybody she used to watch Dale play basketball at Syracuse. And it wasn't that long ago. Jim Boeheim was still coach. But since he's been there for 70 years, that doesn't really date it very well. He's still going, man. He's still going.
If you talk to Dale doesn't see him leaving anytime soon. So.
Oh no, I think they're gonna have to carry him out. I really do. I think it's at that point.
Here's a funny item with Karen too, is that she grew up literally, to use a golf analogy, a driver 250 yards from where I grew up.
In Utica area.
Well, I grew up on Main Street in New York Mills, and she was right down the road near Voss, which is the iconic fast food. I don't know how many generations it's been there.
Yeah, she's saying you guys live blocks from each other. That's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny.
So,
also,
it is a small world. It is a small world.
A friend of ours, Karen from Crazy About Costumes in Fort Lauderdale, is watching as well. She's a big supporter of everything we do at One Brother One Sister, and with our addiction, helping people. She's also one of our trained interventionists. So, all right. So let's talk. Like I said, One Brother One Sister is a 501c3 national nonprofit, and what we do is we try to solicit or get donations so that we can go and train first responders in how to deal with addiction. First responders are some of the hardest hit people for addictions and mental health disorders, the PTSD, the everyday traumas they go through, all of these things. And there's not enough mental health assistance going on within departments. You see it in the police, you see it in the military, you see it in the firefighters, you see it even in the hospitals with doctors and nurses. There's not enough mental health help going on, and certainly not enough people trained in addiction. So that's what our mission is to get everybody so that the heroes will have somebody to help them. That's really what this is all about. You jumped right on when we started talking about our mission. You believed in the mission from the beginning, and we appreciate that. And one of the things, certainly we have a lot of great companies out there. I'm not going to name them because I'm going to miss somebody who has supported us up until this point and done really well for us and helped us out. But now we're reaching beyond that with this golf scramble. Why don't you tell us about what the golf scramble is there, Ed?
Yeah, I will. But prior to that, I just want to touch on, your program. I do my due diligence and so forth. Based on engaging, there's so many wonderful causes and foundations out there. But as I said earlier, my initial entree into the addiction and treatment issues was off of that Randy Grimes Salt and Pepper podcast. And then they say timing is everything. Well, when I got introduced to you and Karen and the program you're doing for first responders, it was around the time in Port St. Lucie, there was two sheriffs committed suicide. They had just had a baby, and it just, talking to you about this particular program, and then at around that time that happened, which was big news in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast, really impacted me. And then I followed up attending part of your program, and, really admire what you guys are doing. And as I'm talking to sponsors and golfers and so forth, to participate and support this event in your foundation and your program, they really feel it's the right thing to do. So long story short, I came here. I've been in South Florida 7 years now, and I am a golfer. I like the game. And when I first moved here, people says, "Hey, you've got to go to this par 3 course." I said, "Par 3 course, like, my experience with par 3 courses up in Central New York was, 20, 30-yard holes, chip and putt,
Yeah, chip and putt, exactly.
And they're saying, no, you got to go to this thing. And I was just completely blown away. Anybody can go on the website there. It's golfontheocean.com. But long story short, it's literally on the ocean, 9 holes on the ocean, 9 holes on the intercoastal. So, practically every hole is on water, and it is the grounds and the atmosphere. It's a 5-star golf course. They call it a short course. They have 4 holes over 200 yards, 201 yards actually. The shortest hole is 81 yards, and it's funny. It's completely booked all the time. You'll never see, a short course. People will bring 3 or 4 clubs, right, and a putter.
Yeah.
It's not that type of course. There's always a full golf bag on every cart for every golf player. So it's extremely challenging. Tony Shediver is from Connecticut. He's the director of golf. Celebrities play there. Billionaires, PGA, LPGA. They have a 5-star practice range. It's just something that, somebody has to do at least once in their lives. And actually, through the American Red Cross, after playing there, I says, we got to get this venue part of some fundraising with the Red Cross. And it became a stop on the Weagle ride for the Red Cross. Steve Weagle, the weatherman for WPTV, would do the 4-county ride. And we stopped at the par 3. Above it is the Al Fresco restaurant, which is my wife's number 1 restaurant. Ortega is the manager. I became very close with him and Tony, and the relationship moved forward. And when I came and talked to them about this event, they were more than happy to be part of it.
That's incredible. Like you said, most courses that you play, if you play a great course, you could end up with 3 or 4 maybe open ocean holes or something like that. Then you end up in the woods somewhere or something. And although they're beautiful courses, for this course to be laid out the way it is, where you're right, from any hole, you could look around and you're going to see a beautiful intercoast. You're going to see the beautiful ocean. You're going to get beautiful views, but it's a challenging course. I'm looking forward. I haven't played there yet. I'm looking forward to being there. But this is a great location. It's also, it kind of like it gives us for our inaugural golf tournament. It's or scramble. It's not going to be the full day. It's like it's through the morning and we're going to have lunch, and then that's it. You got kind of got the whole day. So it's not going to be like this. Sometimes you get into these golf tournaments and it's like you're out there like 8 hours because you got to get the setup, and then you got this, then you got the so we try to keep it so we're minding everybody's time and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. And speaking with Tony, it is August in South Florida, and even though right now, I actually was with somebody last night that came from Pennsylvania, and I said, "You're a smart man. You came down here to cool off because of the landlocked sauna, which is happening up in New York, Pennsylvania. It still is August here, and the storms off the Florida Strait usually are like clockwork that come in mid-afternoon. So that's why we're going with the morning. I think the sponsors and players like that too. The format is a modified scramble. It'll be a shotgun start, which means that a foursome will be will be assigned a hole, and they'll all go off at the same time. Because it's a short course, it'll take 2.5 hours to play, so everybody should be comfortably done around 12:15. There'll be a great lunch served by Al Fresco, a grilled chicken, hamburgers, hot dogs, a soft drink. For those that want a beer, that'll be available as well. And then you'll present, talk about your foundation, and then we'll give out the awards. And I think it's going to be really, really. We talked earlier about the presentation of the event. I think it's going to be people will really, really enjoy it.
Now, we still have a handful of sponsorships available and a handful of golf slots to fill. So we want people, don't think that, that a lot of people do wait till the last minute when they sign up for golf. We're asking you that we're kind of getting to that point now. So please, if you really want to play, talk about how players can get involved and what the pricing is for the players?
Well, I'm going to mention, anytime we bring on a sponsor, we push it on our Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn
Yeah.
channels. But we've got some, really, really, solid, top of the grade sponsors that believe in what you guys are doing. And I guess the number one sponsor would be Mercedes-Benz of Palm Beach. They are presenting not just a hole-in-one car for one hole, but they've got two prizes on two other holes for holes in ones. That's a big thing. They'll have a presentation of a Mercedes at the golf tournament. We have Retreat Behavioral Center, which is the cart sponsor, Peter Shore and Ken Vaso. And I want to thank you and Karen for inviting my wife and I to the fentanyl awareness dinner, which we were blown away. I could talk about that another time. But we had to process what we learned that night. But anyways, long story short, they're part of it. My wife's company, Sage Dental, is a sponsor. Sunbelt Title, Grand Villa Senior Living. I'm missing some here. Pro Forma Sports Bars. The PGA Superstore donated two really nice prizes.
Excellent.
We're not sure if we're going to do closest to the Palm Beach. The course itself is donating a prize. Alfresco, which is owned by the famous Renatos, that family.
Right.
They're donating a dinner. M&P Apparel, which does the salt and pepper hats and T-shirts and bags. They're fabulous. I'll talk more about these sponsors at the tournament, but they're providing some swag bags and at registration and check-in. So it'll be a really, really good, a great opportunity. Oh, First Republic Bank, one of the, First Republic Bank, is corporate out of San Francisco and Manhattan. And, they're a very unique boutique bank. There's no ATMs or whatever. It's drive-up service. Charles Verosco has been a great supporter of some of the causes that I represent. It's going to be it's shaping up to be a really, really great time.
That is wonderful to have that many people from different areas step up, from different, Mercedes and banks and then of course, certain treatment facilities, people stepping up because they believe in the cause. You've done this kind of work before with Red Cross and with other people raising funds. Does it help when the cause is the right cause?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, great causes and foundations. At the end of the day, my experience in philanthropy is usually, there is a life-changing event or something personal that makes a donor give. And, there's many philanthropic interests donors have. So, it's my job, whatever, foundation or entity, I was working for, was to really just match it up. And, sometimes, people go off of their, initial philanthropic interest and get moved. I've seen it happen many times. They've attended a dinner, they hear a story, and they're making a major gift there on site. So I think with, I don't want to get political, but you've got to be hiding under a rock to not be aware of the fentanyl issue, right?
Yes.
Coming across the border. And, I got educated at the fentanyl awareness dinner with the understanding of, fentanyl is a poison. And you don't have to be addicted to die from it or get it. It could be an innocent, taking a Xanax from a friend that could kill you. So,
Yes.
I think, from what's happening out there today, I think what you guys are doing, especially when you're targeting the first responders and the impact of and trauma they come upon in their line of work, I think it's a well worth cause looking to support.
Absolutely. So I want everybody to, if you want to get involved and if you want to golf or if you think your company might be a good fit for doing a sponsorship. Certainly, one of the things you could do if you want to do a major sponsorship, sponsor holes and different things like that, it's probably best to give a call to us, and they can call either Ed or Karen. I can give your number out on the air, right, Ed?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So you can call Ed directly at 610-751-7159. That's 610-751-7159. And if you have questions about the sponsorships, what kind of sponsorships are still available right now?
We have the food sponsor that's still available, and the beverage sponsor. And then we, foursomes. I mean, what we're finding now too is like Grand Villa Senior Living. They're actually located on the west coast of Florida, but they have 4 facilities in Palm Beach County. They couldn't put a foursome in, but they were nice. They believed in the cause, and they went online to onebrother1sister.com, and you've got a nice link to the golf tournament. They're sponsoring a hole.
Excellent.
So those that, if they think they can't, provide staff or anybody from that organization or company play, you can still support the event by sponsoring a hole. That fee is $300. And there's other various ways, to support it. It's all right there on the website, and you set up a really nice link to make payment.
Simple payment portal. Whether you're a sponsor or you just want to make a donation, that option is available. If you're not going to be there and you don't want to follow the menu and you just want to throw us $100 or do something, that's available for you as well. So please, this is a labor of love. One thing I want to explain before I talk about the golfers themselves is that Karen, one of the reasons that this was started was this is dedicated to the loss of her brother, who was a firefighter. And who fell into addiction and a lot of other problems. And his loss was one of the things that precipitated One Brother, One Sister being founded. We were already out there helping other people with our training center, but this became important to do this. So if you have somebody who is a first responder, or if addiction has touched your life in one way and you want to give back, this is a great way to do it. Now, the golfers themselves, if you're a single person and you don't have a team, that's okay. You could just be a single person. We'll put you together with people, right? How does that exactly work there?
Yeah, we actually have, I think we have 12 or 14 individuals that they will be paired in a foursome. We have a father-son that's coming in, a doctor, father-son coming in. They'll be paired with 2 other folks. So we'll take all that. We'll arrange all that. I do want to say too, the format, the venue will be open at 7 a.m. The driving range will be open at 7 a.m. Golfers can come. It's inclusive. The driving range where they have a practice bunker, putting green, and a beautiful driving range practice area. That will be open at 7. Range balls will be already set up for them. It's all inclusive in their donation. At 8 o'clock will be registration, and then at 9 o'clock will be the shotgun start. And
so we'll have coffee available in the morning and things like that. And,
I mean it'll be coffee, but the lunch is part of the fee, which is Fresco in my mind is one of the top restaurants in the county. So we're looking forward to great food. So it's a simple agenda, it's a simple format. I'm really looking forward to it. This week we're going to be getting, for those that want to sponsor holes, we need to get the logos and the JPEGs Wednesday or Thursday to the printer. If you're interested, you just simply go online, make the portal payment. Phone numbers and emails are there to send the JPEG. It's going real well.
All right, so that's great. So if you have a team, if you put a team together, save yourself a little bit because it's only $700 instead of the full $800. But if you're a single golfer, $200, they will put you on a great team. Play a great course, make some new friends, have some fun, and do it for a good reason. You're also going to have some raffles, which is always fun. I mean, it's something about it almost seems like when you reach a certain age, it's like raffles should not be as much fun as they are, but they are always fun, aren't they, Ed?
Yeah, it's and we've got some really, we're gonna have some good prizes. And basically it'll be $20. You'll put your arm out. It'll be a sleeve for $20, and again, that goes to your foundation.
I'm going to use Dale's arm.
Well, yeah, I can remember, in my previous work with some of these golf tournaments, my wife, who's fairly tall, she's got long arms. They all wanted to use her arms upon registration. But yeah, there'll be some nice prizes in addition to those awards that you get on the course. The other thing too is there's a women's, men's, and co-ed division. I haven't seen all the rosters. I don't have a lot of women signed up. If I'm going to have to look at it, but for the women out there, this is a great time to get out on this course. Short course, ocean, breeze, sun, good food.
It's being the short course is a great equalizer because it all becomes about that mid-range and short game, and that equalizes everything. We're taking the 500-yard holes out of the play, and we're making it equal. So women, if you want to come in and kick some guys' butts, now's a good time to do it.
And let me also, I just found out this morning, there's a youth golf organization called Yoko on October 5th at the Palm Beach Par 3. One of the top golfers in the world, Rory McIlroy, is going to be there doing a little bit of a clinic for some of these young kids. So a week or two ago, I was there finalizing some of this, and Nelly Korda, the third ranked LPGA golfer, was there shooting a commercial. So this is a venue, this is a course, this is a property that we're fortunate to be there, with this great cause.
Absolute blessing. You did mention also that being that close to the water, by the way, if on a hotter day, it is not quite as brutal because there's always that cool air, a little bit of cool air coming off the ocean or the or even on the inlet side. So it's kind of nice. But so we want people to get involved. We want people to join up. Again, the information, you go to onebrother1sister.com, and there's a link right there or a tab for the golf tournament. It'll have the flyer as we see here with all of the information on there. And again, if one of the sponsorships or playing golf isn't your cup of tea, you can still make a donation. And we will be certainly sharing a lot more about all the different sponsors, both as we get close to it and afterwards. We will highlight them in my shows and in your show. It's so nice to have you guys. There's a nice look at the two of them, and I love that salt and pepper shaker thing you got going on there. But we are very honored that you decided to take this up as the cause and help us the way you.
Well, you guys do great work, and you're impacting people's lives and families. So that's something that's easily to get behind.
Now, this is coming up on August 3rd. Again, don't think all the slots are filled. There's always something that you can be involved in. And again, it's just a chance to get together for a good cause. Hopefully this is the first of many that we're going to do together and other things that we can do. But
yeah, I just want to add that we've had a great response, and we're approaching our dollar goal for this event. But we're a little short right now, but we still have, a week and a half to go. So, if you want to put a foursome in, 2 or 3 more foursomes and one sponsor, we'll hit and achieve our dollar goal. So hopefully, we move somebody today if they're, listening in, or we'll see this later. It's for a great cause. It'll be a great day at a great venue.
And like I said, go to onebrother1sister.com. You could use the numbers 1, or you could type out the word 1. Both of them take you to the same place. onebrother1sister.com. There is a tab there for the golf tournament that'll give you all the information. If you're listening to this and you're not the golfer, or you're not the person who does this stuff, but you know somebody who is, let them know. People are going to miss out on an opportunity to play a course that you rarely get to play a course this beautiful with this kind of scenery, and of course to do it all for a good cause. So please, we're asking you to come out and do this. And again, any other people who want to sponsor, we still got holes, we got other things, beverage and food sponsors. You know, our goal is to make sure that we highlight those people too. The people that are giving, and you know, the people like Mercedes-Benz stepping up. It's an amazing thing, and there's so many great people that we get a chance to meet and to step up for such good causes, like Ed and Dale. So we appreciate you, and you know, I got that. You know, we got to share that fentanyl task force together, and it really drives home that point. You mentioned it a couple of times. It really drives home the point about how important this all is, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's and then like I said, I mean, just the awareness, and then you know, for my wife and I, it clearly it took time. We had to process some stuff, and then you start to find out, you're not that far. What is it called? 6 degrees of separation or whatever.
Yeah,
That this is a major disease, and there in my mind, there's not enough being done at certain levels out there to help with this. So any cause like this is well worth supporting and fighting for.
absolutely. Ed, any final thoughts before we sign off?
No,
Hopefully,
just
maybe we'll do a quick
it's
reminder show. Like a few days before, maybe we'll just pop on and do a quick 15-minute thing and tell people what's going on. But
Yeah,
please
and
act
anybody
now.
that wants to in the future follow the Salt and Pepper Sports Show,
Yes.
we have a Facebook community. It's simply Salt and Pepper. With it's the symbol and on Instagram it's at Salt Pepper Show.
All right, fantastic. And I look forward to doing some more work with you on some podcasts, and of course, looking forward to the golf scramble. You know what we did not mention? We got to mention very quickly for the golfers who are listening. The format scramble. How is that played? Is it a best ball scramble, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's a modified scramble, and because it is a short course, um, for most people, they'll have an opportunity to hit their drive on the green. So I'm working with Tony. It's kind of like a two better ball modified scramble where you'll take your two best shots, and then you'll play those two best shots. So everybody will. The idea is to get everybody to get as many shots on their own as possible, but to keep the tournament moving. And
Absolutely.
Tony can explain that format, or he will explain that along with what holes are closest to the pin. It'll be all set on the agenda. The golf carts will have the foursome's name on them, the cart sponsor. It'll be first class.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, so we look forward to seeing you again. Ed and I will check in on with everybody a few days before the tournament and give you a final update on what's going on. But you don't have to wait until then. Go on onebrother1sister.com, and the flyers there, all the information is there, the phone numbers are there, and of course, the space for you to make your donation or purchase your golf slot is all there. So make sure you check that out. For now, I want to thank everybody for joining us. This has been a joy. Ed, thank you for your time on a Saturday
Thank you
morning.
for having me, and hopefully everybody has a great rest of the weekend.
All right. Well, this has been Scott Jones and Ed Jackham talking to you from One Brother, One Sister and Salt and Pepper Sports Show. We will catch you next time, and we'll see you, most definitely see you, on August 3rd. Everybody have a great